It's been over 2 decades since NCIS first aired in 2003, and in that time, the show has cemented itself as a mainstay of American procedural television. We've seen agents come and go, friendships deepen, betrayals unfold, and plenty of crime scenes dusted for prints. For many of us, NCIS has been more than a show. It's been a comfort watch, a weekly check-in with a team that feels like family. So when rumors started swirling about NCIS Season 23 taking things in a way we haven't seen before, I'll admit it, I was skeptical. After 20-plus seasons, what haven't we seen? More importantly, do we even want something new? Turns out, the answer is a resounding yes. Reinvention, not repetition. According to showrunner David North, Season 23 isn't about reinventing the formula, it's about reinvigorating the emotion behind it. We're not flipping the table, he said in a recent interview, but we are moving the table to a new room. That metaphor might sound vague, but here's what it translates to. Familiar characters in unfamiliar situations, and storytelling that's more serialized, more personal, and, this is key, more risky. Longtime fans know that NCIS has traditionally followed a case of the week format, with character arcs sprinkled in. It's a format that works. But in 2025, TV audiences expect more. They want deeper arcs, consequences that echo across episodes, and character development that doesn't reset with the next corpse. Enter Season 23. A character-driven shift. What makes this update exciting isn't just that we're getting new cases, of course we are, but that those cases are going to challenge the team emotionally and ethically in ways we haven't seen before. One storyline reportedly involves a former NCIS agent returning, not for a guest cameo, but for a full season arc that questions the very nature of the agency's mission. Another will see a current team member confront a family secret that may connect directly to a cold case buried by the government. And no, it's not just another conspiracy for the sake of drama. The writers are promising grounded stakes, less about secret bunkers and more about emotional fallout. It's character-first storytelling, something NCIS has occasionally flirted with, but never fully committed to. If Season 23 truly follows through, it could elevate the series in ways we haven't seen since the early Tony, Ziva, Gibbs era. Visually evolving. Even visually, NCIS Season 23 is making bold moves. Gone are the oversaturated crime scene shots and sterile bullpen lighting. The directors are leaning into a more cinematic aesthetic, tighter camera work, more natural lighting, and scene compositions that evoke emotion rather than just inform the plot. One director on the new season described it as letting the silence speak more often. That may not sound revolutionary, but for a series known for brisk dialogue and rapid pacing, it's a significant change. It means giving moments the time to breathe, and by extension, letting characters feel real. In a preview scene that leaked online, there's reportedly a nearly 3-minute conversation between two characters on a rooftop at dawn. No bodies. No suspects. Just raw vulnerability. That's the kind of storytelling space NCIS has rarely occupied, but it's one fans didn't realize we were craving until now. Embracing its legacy, not running from it. Crucially, this isn't about abandoning what made NCIS beloved. The humor, the team dynamic, the military edge, they're all still here. But now, they're balanced against stakes that feel more grounded. There's talk of revisiting old plot threads, unfinished business from past seasons. And yes, that includes some long-dangling questions about characters we haven't seen in years. Could we get answers about Ziva's last message to Tony? Might we finally understand Gibbs's true motivations for leaving the team in Season 19? These aren't empty teases anymore. The creative team seems serious about giving closure and creating new emotional beginnings. New blood, new balance. Season 23 also introduces 2 new agents, one junior, one mid-career. Instead of slotting them in as comic relief or instant prodigies, the writers are apparently taking their time. We're going to see them earn their place on the team, not just be handed it. Their outsider perspectives offer a fresh lens on NCIS's inner workings, and their arrival will reportedly challenge long-held norms within the team structure. For a show that has sometimes struggled to integrate new characters post-Gibbs, this careful approach is exactly what we want to hear, especially when it's done not to replace anyone, but to grow the ensemble. The risks we want. At its core, NCIS has always been about trust. Trust between teammates. Trust between agents and victims. Trust between the writers and the audience. For years, the show has asked us to believe in the moral compass of its team, even as the real world questions institutions like law enforcement and the military. Season 23 isn't shying away from that tension, it's leaning into it. One of the storylines reportedly centers on an internal investigation, with our heroes forced to reflect on choices they've made in prior seasons. Accountability, transparency, and the gray area between duty and justice. These are powerful themes. And if handled well, they could position NCIS as not just entertaining, but important. That's a way we truly haven't seen before, a fan's hope. I've been watching NCIS since high school. I've laughed at Dinozo's antics, cried during Kate's funeral, cheered Zyva's return, and felt the loss of Abby like a real friend moved away. I'll always have a soft spot for the procedural comfort it brings. But I've also yearned for more, for the show to take itself seriously as a narrative force, not just a machine of ratings and syndication. This update, this promise of emotional risk, visual beauty, and character evolution, is exactly what I want to hear. It's not change for change's sake. It's change that respects the past while daring to imagine a future. If NCIS truly commits to going deeper, darker, and more daring, Season 23 could mark a new golden era, not just for the franchise, but for network drama as a whole. After 22 seasons, who knew more could still mean better? But here we are. And I'm all in. Would you like this adapted into a blog format, newsletter teaser, or video script?